Hey gamers, Gecko here. With Marvel Tokon finally out, there have been several new people who are trying to get into the game that might not have played a fighting game before. Because of that, a lot of people are lost on the very basics of what to do, with one of the big problems being, how do I combo? Marvel Tokon's combo system is quite simple once you know the rules of it, but it does allow for a large degree of flexibility with what you actually want to do in your combos. We're going to start with the basic stuff to begin with. I'm going to give you a combo that will work on just about every character. There's a couple of exceptions, but I'll talk about it when it's relevant. And then we'll go into the more advanced stuff on how to extend your combos, how to get bigger ones, and how to make your own combos. I personally believe it's extremely important in any fighting game to learn characters' combo theory rather than learning specific combos, because it allows you to improvise if you get put in a weird spot, which, when you play these games long enough, you definitely will get put in a weird spot. Let's start with the bare bones basics. There are auto combos in this game. If you press the same attack multiple times, you will get an auto combo. Press light enough and you'll actually go into like the big ass super. All I did was spam light there. I had to have Tokon Assemble ready. I didn't even realize that the light version gives you straight up Tokon Assemble. Wow. Damn. 53,000 damage just by mashing light? This game's broken. We can do better than that, though, and I'll show you how to do better than that. But just mash a single button, and you will get an auto combo. If you have enough meter or resources at the end, you'll actually be able to spend it and get a special move. So there we got our level 1, and if we do this heavy, we get our big level 2 or 100 meter super, depending on how you want to see it. These do have downsides though. To begin with, they're not exactly very flexible. For example, the light one relies on you having a bunch of the assemble gauge, which is the flashing green one at the top. This is used for assists while we're in combos. And I want you to have literally all of them. We can make better use of our resources, though, without spending too much of that gauge. To begin with, I should probably teach you the basics of how a tag game combo generally looks. The B&B of most tag game combos kind of looks like a bell curve or a roller coaster. You go up, and then you send them back down. Marvel Tokon makes this extremely easy to do. You have multiple ways to put opponents in the air. Pressing 2H will give you a super jump-esque attack, and then spamming the same button will give you a small combo that leads to a ground bounce. We don't necessarily want this big super jump. It can be useful if we get it as an anti-air, especially because we can just combo off of it. But we can do better. By doing any attack and then linking it into 2H, you get a smaller bounce. And because of the way that Marvel Tokon works, you can just press up forward and you will meet the opponent as they go up in the air. And then you can press basically whatever you want. This is where we're getting into the B&B though. You press medium 2H, medium heavy, jump medium, jump heavy, heavy again, and that ends the combo. You can also just go straight into heavy. It's generally better to do less normal attacks during a combo, and we'll get onto why later. So it should look like this. And that is the beginning of your bread and butter combo. Now, we need to talk about assists. By pressing the assemble button, you will actually call out one of your assists. Normally, if you don't press any direction, you will get your shooting assist. But you can press a direction and get different attacks. So down will give you your anti-air assist, and back will give you your super special character unique assist. Right now, we're still in the beginner section, so we're not going to worry too much about the differences. Once we do the knockdown, all we're going to do is press the assemble button, and we're going to get a special type of assist. So as you see there, normally Magic shoots a fireball, but instead she came out and she did a slash. This is because we didn't press any direction, so we got a different assist for our character that is primarily focused on extending our combos. This means that just for one block of the assemble gauge, we can loop the combo to get even more damage out of it. If you want to get even fancier, what you can actually do is tag into the character that you did the assist with, and then continue the combo as them. So if you want a neat party trick to show your friends, be like, wow, look. I know a combo with all these characters. assists. We'll get onto that in a little bit. Just bear in mind, if you do this, you are going to mix around the order of your assists, which might mess you around in neutral. If you're looking for a combo this basic, I wouldn't worry about it too much. As long as you're using your assists at lower level, you're probably doing better than your opponent. And that's the basics of a mid-screen combo. But what about if we get them to the corner? If you saw at the end there, I actually was able to get a stick on the wall. And this is where we need to talk about wall breaks and wall sticks. Marvel Tokon has different types of stages that have different rules for when you shove someone to the corner. On expansion, this is a one stage, meaning that there is no type of stage transition. Each side has a hard wall, meaning if you were to try and break the hard wall, your opponent would simply stick to it or slam against it. This is different to other maps in which they might break through the wall and return the game back to neutral. For combo purposes, we generally prefer having a slam or a stick wall because it means we can get away with more stuff. Generally, most characters have a wall stick on their quarter circle back light. This isn't true for everyone. For example, Dr. Doom has it on his DP light. For anyone who uses quick skill, this is back quick skill, and for Dr. Doom, it's forward quick skill. The game has a bunch of character guides actually built into the game, which will most likely tell you what your wall stick is. So I recommend going and looking at that. But if you're not entirely sure, the best guess that you can probably have is quarter circle back lights. The reason we want to do this is multifaceted. To begin with, it's a natural combo extender. Because they're stuck to the wall, we're able to, without using an assist, continue our combo for completely free. But there's another reason to it. You might have noticed as I've been doing these combos, there's a little blue gauge at the bottom of the combo meter that eventually turns red. This is your combo limit. The way this works is the more attacks you do, the more the bar fills. And when it fills up to red, the next attack is going to cause the opponent to spin out and get a soft knockdown. We want to try and get as many hits in the combo as possible without overcapping on our combo gauge. And we have multiple ways to do this. To begin with, using the assists before decreases the combo gauge. This means the more assists that we use in a combo, the longer our combo can be. Because it just keeps decreasing. And if we weren't using assists there, that combo wouldn't have worked and we wouldn't be able to get as much damage. But we can also decrease it by sticking our opponent to the wall. This allows us to basically do whatever we want. I've been playing a bit too much Spider-Man, honestly. It also gives us the added benefit of the fact that the opponent is wall slumped, meaning we can kind of set up for whatever we want. So normally, quarter circle back medium doesn't combo for Spider-Man, but if we wall slump the opponent, we can pretty easily get one, and then we can just keep going with the combo from that. There are obviously way more impressive things you can do with a wall stick than just getting a big special move out. But again, we're keeping on simple stuff right now. So general rules for combos: do as many hits as you can before you fill the bar. If the bar is getting a little bit too full, call an assist. If you're near the wall, make sure you wall slump. There is also one more thing that doesn't increase the combo gauge, and that's EX moves. By doing a heavy version of a special move, you'll glow yellow, and you won't add to the combo gauge. This doesn't decrease it, but you can kind of see it as like a free hit. So let's say you're in the air, and you have an EX that is able to extend the combo. And you're able to just send it like that, and it doesn't add to the combo gauge, so you can add more damage by just spending a little bit of meter. Yeah, that gave us just extra damage because we used an EX, so we went from a 30k combo to nearly a 40k one. And that's about it for universal stuff. These are the general rules you need to keep in mind when figuring out how you want to do combos. Now we can go on to a little bit of the more advanced things. I'm not going to be able to show off any amazing flashy combos here because I basically only played Spider-Man, and I have like one cool one that I made just before the start of this recording session. It's early days, so figuring out really cool and really crazy combos is going to be hard. But I can show you the tools that you can use to make your own combos. To begin with, instead of not pressing a direction and pressing assemble while we're in the middle of a combo, we can actually press a direction and an assist to call out that specific assist. So, if I wanted to get my blade assist here, which sort of works like a Dragon Ball FighterZ C assist, if you've ever used one of those, I press back and assemble while in the combo, and Blade will just come out and do his thing. And this is really useful if we have a setup that works for it. That would have been so cool if I didn't drop the end of the combo. And this can help if we have a way to set it up. So obviously Spider-Man has a lot of web slinging things and it's unique. So we're going to use that to set up into our Blade C assist. There we go. And we were able to just get an extra combo. Obviously, every character has a very different back assist. So this is just the way that I found for Blades. But if you figure out what your team's back assist is and try to work around it, you can get some very, very interesting things. And it goes the same with the other ones. The shooting assist is very good if you manage to get the opponent far away, because it can basically just, like, save him for a bit. The uppercut assist is very good for keeping the opponents in the air. So you basically try to use them in different ways to enhance your combos differently. The only thing with this is obviously everyone's assists are slightly different. For shooter, you'll have like a single projectile, multiple projectiles like how Star-Lord has, or like a beam. Here I have Star-Lord in the back position now, and if I try to do that combo again, it did work, but it didn't work as effectively because it's just his laser beam. Maybe if I had it on something else, so like if I had it on the fire orb, it would work a little bit better. I think because I just reset, he's not going to have it on the fucking fire orb, is he? God damn it. God fucking damn it. So yeah, that dramatically changed how the combo functions. So you have to be careful. You're going to have to figure out the combos for yourself when it comes to the back assist. But that's the fun because you get to start experimenting. And it also just opens up way more shit that you can do. All about knowing what your assists do and how they work together to make the best of a bad situation. Honestly, I think the Blade assist works best with Spider-Man. But I'm sure if I were to mess around with the different characters, it would probably work better for them. Using the actual assist allows for a lot more expression and a lot weirder shit in your combos. So you want to make sure that you're using your actual assists as much as possible because they're going to allow you to do extensions that you normally wouldn't be able to. They don't deal more damage. So if you're in a situation where like there's a really hard combo that uses a specific assist versus a bit of an easier one that uses the just hit assist, sometimes it might genuinely just be better to do the one that does the hit assist. There's no real benefit to doing the other one, unfortunately. There's also a limit to the amount of special moves you can use in combos. Kind of. Some special moves, you're able to loop forever. So, for example, quarter circle back medium on Spider-Man. You're allowed to use forever and ever and ever. I dropped it there, but you're allowed to just kind of keep going. But if I try to do EX there twice, it immediately breaks out the combo. This is also not consistent with every character. For example, Star-Lord, if he tries to use that twice, so quarter circle back M twice, immediately breaks the combo. It's not 100% consistent. What I've found is if you use an EX, you're not able to then use that EX again. along with this very specific special move for some reason. I think the devs just hated the actual B&B that Star-Lord was doing in the first beta, and they nerfed the shit out of it. And finally, there's comboing into supers. Every character shares the same super inputs. Quadricycle forward, medium, and heavy is your level 1 or your 50 meter. And then half circle back forward, medium, and heavy is your 100 meter. You also have access to Tokon Assemble if you do quadricycle forward light and assemble. And these can be used to just sort of end out combos. So when you're done with a combo, you just go into whatever you want. And I think this should already be doing more than our light auto combo. 6-7 fasten. God fucking damn it. So we've already beaten that by using the same thing that it was using. But if you just use all the tools that I already showed you and find ways to string them together, you'll be getting close with regular damage.
Let's go. Everyone. You know, I really gotta say, this feels unfair. You know what you need? A spider sense.
That's not even the highest damage you could probably get. It just shows that there's a lot to explore, right? Like, I made all of that pretty much up on the fly. I think there was stuff I didn't even use. Like, I don't even think I used the wall stick.
Let's go. Everyone. I'm famously responsible for your bruises.
See, I use the wall stick. We make it over the 7,000 mark. Way better than an auto combo. Way more fun as well. Ow, my wrist hurts. So I hope that gave you a good idea of how combos work in Marvel Tokon. Hopefully now you'll be able to flex your muscles a little bit, figure out your own combos. If you want my advice, use Unique as much as possible. Obviously, it's different for every character. Spider-Man uses it all the time. And with someone like Blade, it puts you into really good positions that you normally wouldn't be able to get into. But then again, someone like Star-Lord, you have to prep a little bit more. And you have to think about like which one you have, maybe switch it out. But they're literally called Unique for a reason. They're the most fun bit about the characters. So try to figure out how to incorporate it into your combo as much as humanly possible. And just try and express yourself. Just do silly things. There's a lot that you can get away with in this game that makes it just really fun to keep trying to like find new shit with. And honestly, anytime I boot up the game, the past 2 days, anytime I booted it up, I've just done combos. I've not even played the fucking game. I've just been in training mode, doing combos and figuring out new ones. That's why my Spidey's like just better than the rest of my characters, because I've just been fucking doing Spidey combos. So yep, thank you all for watching. I hope you all enjoyed. If you want more Marvel Tokon tutorials, subscribe. I'm going to make one about how you should think about constructing your team, as well as a general overview for every character sometime next week. Gonna be awesome. If you want to see me playing live, I'm streaming at 7 p.m. BST tonight. Link is down below. I'm gonna be trying out a little bit of rank. Hopefully the game is gonna work with us, and I'm gonna be allowed to play and not have really bad one-sided rollback. But we shall see. Thank you all for watching. I hope to see you all next time. Bye-bye!